Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Dukect, here live on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you for joining me on this Saturday. It was going to be Wednesday, but a lot of things happened on that day, and I felt like it was not really a good day to put the show up. But then the rest of the week happened, and then this past this yesterday. I still can't believe it that Chadwick Boseman, the actor he had played roles from from Jackie Robinson to his well-known role of T'Challa in Black Panther, and he was also Thurgood Marshall as well. The man was a very prolific actor, losing again, a lot of great soul passed on because of cancer. And what else to say about him? He continued to work even after his diagnosis and stuff. He kept working and kept um, doing kept being in these positions. Just it's humbling to think this stuff. It's like, it's humbling to see like a person who honestly should have just, like, some say, oh, he should have just stayed home or something. Well, yeah, but got more rest, but he continued doing his craft, and it's very humbling and just such reverence that this person just continued to act and be part of and play characters and had a part in one of the, like, again, one of the biggest franchises that is right now, where you hear love of the MCU is one of the best comic book franchises, and probably scratch that, probably the best movie franchises ever, to stuff like playing James Brown and Jackie Robinson and other great great men who would who played a part of making the interesting things of this country, from sports to music to judicial stuff like Thurgood Marshall and other roles. And he was going to do it again. He was planning to play as a black samurai in his next role, and yeah, it's still a shock that it happened, that this person is gone, and I don't know what the future holds, all this other stuff, but I don't care about that moment. But I just wanted to say my piece about this, because this man did played so many great characters, and he will be definitely missed, in not just the world of the comic books, but also in the world of film. So rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, and I hope you are sitting on your throne in the skies above. Well, that was nice. I need that. I need to do that. So hopefully it wasn't too cheesy or whatever. But I had to get that out there, people. Anyway, how are you doing? I hope everyone is doing well. And just being in, hopefully everyone else having very positive. Because I want to talk positive this thing, because there's a ton of stuff, ton of things here I could talk about. But I'm gonna keep it on DC Fandome, because there was a lot of stuff, just the aftermath of a lot of stuff, and there was a lot of viewers. In fact, let me just see, a variety of. See, let me just take a look here. Da, 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 da. Goodness, the live stuff here is such here. Boom! Here we are. Variety. Let's see if we just get this. Yep. DC Fandome drew 22 million viewers. That is amazing, and it blows the comic book stuff, Comic Con stuff away. In fact, the only thing that was better than that was Justice Con, which was, well, it was smaller, but it actually got more viewers and actually watched some of their streams. It was fun. But yeah, DC Fandome I honestly look at it, was a huge success. You saw a lot of DC programming. It was 22 million viewers across 220 countries and territories over 24 hours. Main stuff was, from, honestly, from around noon to about 8 o'clock, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. That's how long the stuff was. It was a good 6, 7, 8 hours, but they reran it over and over again. Good stuff. It was just wow, a lot of stuff from the trailers to video game stuff. Very good stuff, and it was a very successful experiment. And I actually made a Twitter thing saying some wanted this to be a one-time thing. But I was saying this should be a yearly event. But I think with this type of thing, a lot of it are like, you know what, maybe this could be a yearly thing. I think this could be a yearly thing, ladies and gentlemen. And if this is a yearly thing, I believe that DC Fandome can be something very interesting, very like, holy crap, this could be something very positive, very good, something very interesting. Um, yeah, all this other stuff, because it's very interesting. You could do it. You could do some really cool stuff with this new DC. You know, you could easily put some more, more fans, more exclusive stuff. And I expect Marvel or Disney to do the same thing. So yeah, here's something interesting. It trended on Twitter in 53 markets and on YouTube in 82 markets. As Gordian and Blair Rich, president of Worldwide Marketing for Warner Brothers Group, explained in an interview in Variety. The idea of DC Fandome sparked in April, soon after the country, the most world respectively shut down, and with the cancellation of E3 because of the whole Rona. With the cancellation of E3 and the eventual cancellation of San Diego Comic-Con, which, by the way, I honestly hate that because so many people, not just for the big people like this, they'll be fine. But I mean, I'm talking about people who are the cosplayers, the dealers and sellers, the people who do great artwork and such. Most of my stuff I used myself for last year, I got like from MagFest and stuff like that. Traders, comic book people and such like that. Avengers, I got that from New York City Comic Con. It was really fun. And I truly wish the best and hope for them to continue to, like, okay, I hope after when the conventions and everything start running up, hopefully will be recovered, because that should be the first people that should go. When the conventions start going again, which they will, then when the conventions start, giving everyone else back up again, you're gonna. I wish the people who do the trading and all that type of stuff, they're like, oh yeah, let's go all in on that. Let's go, let them sell out all the stuff like the first second. That'd be perfect. Anyway, they're gonna do something. It's still new that traditional methods of fan outreach will not be happening in the foreseeable future. Rich said then Warner Brothers CEO and Sarnoff, who was recently promoted to running Warner Media Studios and Network Groups and Global Brands and Experience President Pam Lanford, wanted to figure out how to fill that vacuum. What could we invent to really put the fans at the center of the experience that could be dynamic and meaningful to them? So Rich and Gregorian engaged with as many employees as they could find across every division of the company. It drew from DC, film, TV, video games, and comic books, consumer marketing to come up with a way of recreating a fan convention in a virtual stage. Many of the employees were meeting for the first time, says Gregorian. They didn't even know each other, and they all worked for Warner Brothers. So the team quickly resolved to make the event global, broadcasting in 9 languages: English, Spanish, traditional Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Portuguese, French, German, and Italian, and streaming over 24 hours to allow audience a chance to watch at reasonable times. And with the flat boxing nature of Zoom calls already becoming ubiquitous, they decided to make the presentation as visually dynamic as possible. And to watch the show, I think they really did a great job. You can already feel this sort of detachment and loneliness. Let's say this one right here from Rich. You already feel this sort of detachment and loneliness of COVID, and we thought this could bring fans together. We wanted to feel as much as possible as the physical destination and gathering place for fans to celebrate and discover. Special kits were shipped to the hosts and panelists who were appearing either solo or with another person that included a green screen and instructions how to shoot their segments capturing full bodies. So it could look like they were standing together on in the virtual Hall of Heroes. Stage time. Oh yeah, the stage looked like something right out of the old DC, like the Justice League, um, the Watchtower, which I don't know if we're gonna see in the movies. Hopefully one day. I hope we will get to have that. The Justice League Watchtower. So I know we have the Justice League there, but come on, the Watchtower needs to happen. Maybe the JSA make that the Watchtower. Now that would be interesting. There's also panels upcoming DC movies, TV series, and video games, and Black Adam. And I'll talk about those later. But yeah, they said decided to panels featuring more than 300 people on camera, roughly 250 behind the scenes over a 2-week period through the end of July, giving the production team just 3 weeks to assemble everything together. The final assembly for the 8-hour Hall of Heroes was completed a week before. Wow, a week before this. So they were really just rushing this thing done. And honestly, they did a hell of a job. You know, they did a really great job with this entire DC fandom. They did a great job. And I think that that's the best solution. The best thing they did for the entire situation. I mean, again, but I think they were going to, and I like the fact there was going to do an 8-hour Hill of Heroes. There was going to be children's games, cosplays, all this stuff. But they said they're going to do, yeah, there was too much. I think that was pretty much the best thing to do was to split it up. And I will be talking about part 2 when this comes back September 12th. Explore the Multiverse is an on-demand event. All the programming going live once, allowing viewers to cultivate their own experience on another 24-hour. Like to go where the kids zone is. You got this stuff here. I think that's a good idea. Exactly. Once the event's confused, the fans are not like, say, if you're not there, you're not there. You're done. So you gotta watch this at 24, or you can find a way to watch it. Trust me, people already will find a way to download the stuff. Believe you me, they can and they will find ways to download it. So yeah, they reached. Yeah, they did really a great job. They look like I think it would be something virtual. I think there'd be a bit of both. I think when the stuff comes in, where everything comes right back to normal, everything's open back up, I would not be surprised that you see a DC Fandome event. It will be live action in the convention floor, but also virtual and something for people who weren't there as well. So, but if it does, hopefully it happens somewhere near, the DMV, the DC Metro Virginia area, because, hey, there's some people out here who will love that stuff too. That's just my personal opinion. I think that will be a very positive thing. Thanks for the likes stuff, by the way. I see it going up. Live shows, man. But yeah, that's why I think it really is. But as right here it says, I think there's a place for both. I don't like for saying post vaccine, like will there be a physical conventions or virtual ones? Like he thinks there's a place for both, says Gregorian. I don't think one negates the other. I just think under the circumstances we were in, we were able to come a solution to how to stay connected to fans. So yeah, there will be another one, definitely in the future. But well, let's talk about the main things in DC Fandome. Um, let's see what they're going to talk about of the DC fan dome and such. One of the big stuff. Well, let's see. Let's see. Let's talk about the big thing. Yeah, let's talk about the Snyder Cut. Because Lord knows everybody was yeah, Yeah, it looks like it's going to be. It's stuck right here. It says the Snyder Cut. What people want to know when this thing is, because I watched it. I won't play the clips because Lord knows if I try playing the clips, this channel, I'm not that big. No, I'm not that big. So it will probably it would probably won't be a quick thing. But I think there was. Let me just see if I can just get this thing here. But here it is. He shut down signing these cut rumors and such. The one big thing was I honestly love best thing about the whole thing. It looks like there's going to be more into Flash and Cyborg's backstories, which look like they're going to be something really good. And Ray Fisher, who's been fighting for this stuff, I think this is going to be a second look for him, and he might actually get some calls, especially him being brave enough to go after, say, the guy like Josh Whedon, and Jeff Johns, and all the backstory about that stuff, which looks like there's some really shady stuff there that happened, and hey, I'm always for the actors and the people behind the scenes for this stuff, you know, I'm like, hey, if you're acting like an ass behind the set, behind it doesn't matter and such, you should have decorum and everything else about that stuff. That's just me. But hopefully this thing will, I think it's going to be big. I think it's going to be really good. I wonder how this is going to fit in because I don't know how Aquaman and all this stuff is going to be in. And heck, by the way, the next Aquaman is going to be a lot, Aquaman 2, which is going to be in a couple years from now. Someone said, "Oh, it's gonna be." I'm like, I like the fact it's gonna be going to more interesting, more of the Snyder stuff. Because I think it's gonna be big, growing here, and I think this is going to be just one of the biggest movies, a miniseries, which is look like it's planned to be a miniseries. It's gonna be one of those planned miniseries that people. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to call and in the links in the description how to call in the show. For now, here it is, the link of the show right here. If you want to call in, there it is. If you want to call in and talk about this stuff, there you go. Link is there in the description and there. But if you want to call and talk to me, Duke CT, the phone number is 605-562-0444. What's your number is 605-562-0444. The show ID to connect to me, Duke CT, is 92417. Once again, show ID is 92417. And if you just want to just do a connect to me, just follow the link. You got a headset, you got a microphone. That's it. And if you're not, hey, chat room's on lock. You can always talk here, the chat room here, or the chat room in the talk show as well. So yeah, there's always a way to connect to me, Duke CT. Anyway, we got just follow the link if you want to do that. But yeah, here it is, link in the description, and also link in the chat right there. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be. It looks to be really interesting, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be about. What's going to be the how the story is different, because even the trailer looks really good to me. I know Darkseid looks a little bit on the wonky side, but I think it's going to be something. Hopefully they fix most of that up in the post production. That's the thing. But that's what it is. I hope they do more production work. I think that's going to work because it's in 4:3. So they're gonna make that widescreen. They're gonna make that HD, 4K. Already got HBO Max, so I'm watching this. It's going to be a 4 hour. It's gonna be 4 hours. It's gonna take a mix and such. It's going to be a really good movie, I bet, and a miniseries, and I think it's gonna set things off. Also, speaking of that, the Flash movie. All right. That looks let's see if we can get the let me stop here. Um okay. Let's see. Not Screen Rant, those are guys, no. How about this IndieWire right here? Looks like they're gonna be doing a much more interesting. suit. Let me just get this right here. Right here. Right here. Share. Boom. Like this. But yeah, this looks to me is one of the most longest movies. I don't know which one was longer, this one or Black Adam, because Black Adam was this thing was like wow, it's supposed to come out like years ago, but now it's like it was announced in October 2014, and it just kept going back and forth. It was Phil Lord, Chris Miller, Seth Grant Smith, Greg Berlanti, Rick Fiuma, and Game Night filmmakers, Josh Farkas Daly, Jeff Golds, Jonathan Goldstein. It just and then finally Andy Musaki. He's gonna take it. It's funny how DC it's just basically been nothing but horror films and the horror filmmakers, and then more often than not, it's actually hit them way out the home runs, man. So maybe DC just like the movies just give them nothing but the horror directors to say, here you go, there you go, have fun. But yeah, it's going to be something very. We said Flashpoint, which a lot of people are mixed at, but I think it's going to be very interesting to see because the movie is going to be traveling through the multiverse, which is like having why Michael Keaton is going to be in. You see right here. Oh yeah, Michael Keaton Batman suiting up in a 1980s 1889 bat suit. Hopefully he can turn his neck because he had to turn his body like a tank. In fact, the only thing I will say about Arkham Knight, the greatest thing about Arkham Knight, you can play as 1989 Batman, which that right there with this Batman suit, I'm like, yes, that's it. I want that. That was beautiful. I loved it. I love it. I loved it. It was great. And I'm hopeful that the suit that looks really good, and hopefully he can learn how to run and look actually, you know, decent runner and such. And also, I hope that the story is going to be just as not only the story of the Flash and such will will be something grand, but also something that's good for the character. And it's going to be um, not only Bruce. It's going to be let's see, Michael Keaton back in, but also um, we're going to have uh, Ben Affleck is going to be in this as well. He's going to be doing be like the Tony Stark to Flash's Batman, which I don't know. It seems weird that he's not having Robin, which the only live action Robin, sadly, in the movies is Chris O'Donnell, which he was fine, but I don't like the fact Flash is basically becoming a Robin to Batman. Hopefully, maybe he'll bring a Robin back and we'll have a nice Batman Robin movie, a really good one, something like that, and then we can maybe get a Teen Titans movie. Now, come on, man. I want a Teen Titans movie. I think that'd be great. Let's see. Let's see. But yeah, overall, I'm really interested in this stuff. We want to talk all about the movies and see see Black Adam. Yes, here we are. Let's see. Oh yes, here we are. Black Adam. Um, that's going to be let me see if I can find the good stuff here. Let's see, because that looks the teaser and everything looks really good, and I'm hopeful that that's going to be something I can't wait to see. I actually can't wait to see what what type of um character The Rock is going to bring this, which has been even longer. This has been even longer in development since the Flash and all this other stuff. Now I want to see how this works because Black Adam is going to be one of the most very interesting ways his connection to the Marvel family and Shazam, and I really think it's going to be really it's going to be something really cool to see someone like Black Adam in the DCU. Rock, Because Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, which by the way, not only that, also bought the XFL, so he owns the XFL, which is cool as well. But yeah, this is going to be not only that, he's going to have the Black Adam basically ruling. I can't really his home. I can't even say. Gosh dang it, I can't even say his where his home thing is because I think Justice Society he's gonna be there. But gosh, I can't. Um, where he's from, I can't say his. I can't even. Um, let's see. Powers is there. Yada yada yada. Egypt. Da, 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 da. Da da yada. Performs. Da, 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 da. Where did I can't. Oh yes. Kandak. Kandak. Uh, the fictional not exactly Kandak. It's he's going to be around ruling that, and it's going to be something really interesting. And not only that, he's going to have the JSA there. It's going to have Doctor Fate, Atom Smasher, Cyclone, and Hawkman. Which oh gosh, Hawkman. Hopefully they'll stay away from the backstory. Because remember Hawkman. Imagine that, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine Hawkman and imagine the Hulk doing the whole backstory of the Hulkman. Oh, and by the way, that's thank you for DC Universe getting DC Universe and reading the stories. It was complicated pre-crisis, post-crisis. I don't know how they're just gonna probably just say, yeah, Hawkman, that was it. So yeah, Hawkman was Hawkman. So yeah, they're just gonna say that. But yeah, this looks like it's gonna be fun, and I can't wait to see this maybe having this JSA under Black Adam maybe cross paths with the Justice League, or maybe team up to take on say maybe I don't know someone like Darkseid because hey, Steppenwolf is like the Mets, the Herald. What if they need to have that? Now that is going to be a way to build him up, to build up Darkseid, to build up finally this huge confrontation between the world's greatest heroes, Shazam, JSA, Black Adam, Superman, the Justice League, and all the other heroes there fighting against the huge threat of apocalypse. Maybe that will be the next Justice League. And hopefully a little bit of smaller films to lead that up till. And then the aftermath, because that's going to be something really interesting. But yeah, I honestly think this is going to be really good, and it's going to be something Black Adam and involved with Shazam and such. Which, speaking of Shazam, fight for the Fury of the Gods. That looks going to be good, and hopefully they can start filming because the kids are getting older. Dang it, we gotta get those kids when they're young and such. That sounds bad. That's terrible. But yeah, they gotta hopefully get everyone up there. But yeah, let's see. What are movies? The Batman, which by the way looks really good. Robert Pattinson plays the brooding young Bruce Wayne, and it looks like a little bit of the Arkham origins, but yet with a very interesting bat suit. And it looks something really cool. I can't wait to see that. And it looks like this new version of Riddler looks like he's being more of a completely more sociopath and more of that, playing games with Batman and being, very like he's the smartest man in the room, and Batman is both of them. Riddler wants to prove himself how brilliant he is. That's what it is, Batman needs to prove he's brilliant. So yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's see. Let's talk about the games now. Let's talk a little about those video games. Oh yes, Gotham Knights. Oh, boys and girls. Oh yes, this is gonna be fun. Let me see if I can put the share thing because I really can't wait to talk about this. Gotham Knights, Gotham Knights, Gotham Knights. Trying to repeat Gotham Knights very much so, and also DC Fandome, DC Fandome, because I want to. put the right stuff on the tracking for talk shoes so they can actually, oh, what you're talking about, so they can line the stuff up. So DC Fandome, the Batman, Gotham Knights. So yeah, Gotham Knights, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it is. It looks like it's going to be. It looks like they took the Avengers game and just like, okay, let's clean it up a bit because everyone looks much more, good. Okay, Bruce Wayne supposedly died, which, well, no. So who is? So the crew is going to be Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing, and Red Hood to basically take on the Court of Owls, which will actually be the main stuff, Mr. Freeze. And it's not going to be a continuation of the Arkham series, but, the people behind it did make Arkham Origins, so it's probably going to do some really good stuff. Because it looks like the fighting system is going to be good, because it looks like it's it looks like to be very fun to play. You got Robin, Tim Drake. He's a young one. He's the smartest one. He knows how to do detective work. He's a background of psychological warfare and behavioral scientist. But yeah, that one, okay. Tim Drake is pretty much for his staff. Bob Girl, aka Oracle, who she was now Batgirl, or Batgirl, Oracle, then Batgirl again after getting like shot from Joker, but she got better and now she just yeah. So yeah, she's recovered and she got the Batgirl manacle back and now she's kicking ass, which is good. Then we got Nightwing. He is the acrobatics master of the group and the badass electrified sticks we saw like in DC's Titans. Brendan Wade did a really good job of playing him, even though the story is just muddled as hell. But yeah, he is the natural leader, former leader of the DC Titans, and I think he led in Young Justice. And I think in the comics, once upon a time, he actually led the Justice League. I think that was because everyone in the Justice League is dead. So yeah, he did once upon a time was with the Justice League. No BS, he actually was. But yeah, he is he is the most charismatic, and hopefully they play around with that. And then we got the Red Hood. Yeah, the guys that everyone's gonna be one playing with, mostly the edgy boys and girls, and I don't know who is going to be who are they gonna the people are gonna play with. I don't know who the fangirls are gonna go for. Is it gonna be the Nightwing or Red Hood? Who are they gonna get? I don't know. I think it's gonna be more if it is the fangirls are gonna probably because I think because they like the bad boy. I think Red Hood. I'm betting by a hair. Red Hood will be played more by young female gamers. Just saying, And I think I don't know. That's what the playtime is going to be. Red Hood is going to be played more by the female set, the one woman set. I think that's what it's going to be because they love the bad boy because he has guns, he has that wounded look and all that type of stuff. And the ladies love that. But yeah. Anyway, yada yada yada. But here's the gameplay. It is they say the villain encounter boss fights won't just increase health totals. It's like these moves, like said here, right here, the gameplay walkthrough release, which I watched, which was fun. So pretty good slice of gameplay. You can do some stealth, and I like the fact that Mr. Freeze, with all this technology, doesn't work for the government or anything. I know he probably worked for Task Force X, aka the Suicide Squad, probably once of his time. Let's see if he actually did, because I know he did work with the. I know he has been, his groups. He was okay. His team. He was. Oh yes, he was in the Injustice League, according to that, and the Secret Society of Supervillains, and also Golf Corp. But that was just the way he turned out. I'm surprised he hasn't. I'm really surprised. According to Wikipedia, he hasn't in the Suicide Squad yet. Seriously, why hasn't Mr. Freeze been in the Suicide Squad? I'm seeing that, like, you don't think let's see, Amanda Waller, which, by the way, the Suicide Squad movie and game, I was going to talk about that as well. You don't think she will pull strings to get someone like that, Mr. Freeze, on her team? Really? 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 Come on now. Okay. Let's see. What else is there? Okay. Um. All right. The RPG elements and such says. So they're gonna have a way to do like you could take down the boss if you know what you're doing quickly or something like that. But it says the RPG elements throughout the gameplay walkthrough. You can spot level indicators next to enemy health bars and damage numbers and such. Yeah, there was some really fun stuff, and you can do the entire thing. Um, Single player or 2-player co-op, which I wish they could do all 4-player. I would love having a 4-player. That'd be nice. Maybe they could do a huge, big update to it. I don't know. Maybe do I like what Capcom does with Street Fighter, make an ultra super fighting remix thing. But yeah, 2-player co-op. I would love 4-player since you have 4 characters. So why can't we play 4 players co-op? Come on, people. Would be that hard? I don't know. But yeah, but yeah, but story here. It kicked off. Bruce Wayne is dead, dying exploring. Prior to his demise, the Batman planned to lead the Gotham and hand some other people. It's Bat family says Batcave is destroyed by Bruce himself, like saying no. We're not going to he doesn't want his enemies to ever know about this type of stuff. Make sure all the stuff. So he has the Belfry Tower. So yeah, it says so Robin, Red Hood, Batgirl, Nightwing assembled to protect Gotham, despite being on bad terms with the Gotham City Police Department after the death of Jim Gordon. Ooh, that's a heavy thing. So Jim Gordon died. They're really basically gone with the full vigilantes and such. So no one wants them. So he's like, nobody wants these people. But yeah. So yeah. There's a different continuity, by the way. And it looks like the Arkham is like, we'll talk about the Suicide Squad thing later. But yeah, according to the comics, by the way, the Belfry is a hideout. Oh, yeah. So this is from the old Wayne Tower with a ton of law enforcement modern tech. In Batman's final message, it says some of my technology is outdated, but it has the gear you need. So yeah, so it looks like it's going to be something really, some some of the technology outdated. But yet Tim Drake is basically teleporting and beating up people. I'm like, look, I know we're in the future and such. But I didn't know we were like the Batman. Do you have the same future technology of Batman Beyond? And again, I don't think Terry had that power. I remember watching that. I'm like, man. I think Terry would have liked to have that, Bruce. Seriously, no love, man. But anyway, let's bring in all this stuff. But overall, the game looks fun. And let me see if I can give us other stuff here. Let's see, games radar. We can drop in and drop out of the Gotham. It would be full freedom. We can switch people dropping out. You can bring your own character while visiting. And it's actual untethered co-op gameplay. You could be 2 different completely parts of the city and join on different missions and such, which is pretty on cool. I like that. And so you could play 2 Batgirls. That's actually interesting. They picked characters in part to all the stuff. So yeah, it looks like you could switch characters in any part of the story. Um, again, this looks like really good, and hopefully it doesn't screw up the stuff there. So That looks like to be really interesting. But anyway, back to here, and let's see another game and other story such. Um, this. All right, we move here. Da, 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 da. Ah, yes. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Well, talk about this. The Suicide Squad are going to be, well, with Harley Quinn, Deadshot, King Shark, and Captain Boomerang versus the Justice League. Joy. So, yeah. They're under attack by Brainiac. Then be acted to send after Superman. Only the Superman is going to be under my control. So, yeah. That's going to be fun. And it looks like it's going to be a continuation of the Arkham verse. Which, by the way, didn't Deadshot die or whatever? And why is it this Deadshot black? I mean, the Arkham universe, Deadshot was white. I mean, they're trying really hard to get the Suicide Squad from the movie, but I'm like, it's a little too late because um the Deadshot in on the Arkham games were white, so I don't know unless it's a new dude or they had got him from an alternate reality, which in DC universe that's like happens every other day. So I don't know how they're gonna have him do all the same stuff with Deadshot and such. So Deadshot has whiz cannons, jetpacks, jet on fire, Harley Quinn's baseball bat and grapple guns, King Shark wielding two cleavers, and then Captain Boomerang throwing the boomerangs and teleporting with them as well. So it's going to be a 1 to 4 player co-op game, which looks pretty good. And then you can still have, if you play single player, you can have Squad with you and have bots singing it else. But I will probably be playing with I'll probably get some people here as well, all that stuff. But yeah, there's supposedly some stuff about complaints, harassment. I'll probably talk about that later in the later next week if I can find when that stuff is that stuff is serious stuff, which I want to give that thing a bit of like, okay, if this stuff is real, I want to be like, all right, let's line all that stuff up, see how that stuff, breathes and everything. That's what my thing is. Let's see how it all, shakes out because I don't want to be putting all false stuff out there. You know what I mean? But anyway, but yeah, this looks like it'll be fun. I can't wait to see play, especially Suicide Squad. I forgot about the movie James Gunn's making, and we didn't see any type of stuff with it. I'm like, we saw behind the scenes stuff, which looks really good. I like seeing all the smaller the only big people there are Captain Boomerang and Harley Quinn. Everyone else is the Suicide Squad looks to be the whole Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad looks to have, oh gosh, that looks like it's going to be Bloodsport, Peacemaker, the Thinker, who is, well, more of a Flash villain, which I would not be surprised Flash is going to have to take him on soon. Hey, why not? I think it could be very interesting. Polka Dot Man and all this stuff. Okay. All right. Let me just put this here. Yeah, Suicide Squad, and such. So yeah, see, we have Bloodsport, who looks again. This looks like to be fun. I can't wait to see what it is going to be. What this is going to be yet. The theatrical release is going to be next year, August 6th. So we have Bloodsport by Idris Elba, who is basically, funny thing is, was the first villain Superman fought, was a Vietnam veteran and went off, a draft dodger who suffered a mental breakdown following his brother's grave injuries in Vietnam. And he was jailed for shooting Man of Steel with kryptonite bullets provided him with by Lex Luthor. Ooh, so that's gonna be something. Is that gonna be connected? Maybe this is a way for the next Superman movie. Ooh, that's gonna be something interesting. Yeah, Peacemaker, John Cena. That's like that's his character. Then the Thinker, who was a Flash villain, who I think I don't know if he's gonna survive or not, but who knows? He might, but maybe not in the form. But that'd be very interesting. Um, but yeah, the polka dot man, that's gonna be a fun person. I think that's gonna be look good. The rat catcher, who is uh he is the rat catcher, which was the leader of Gotham City Exterminator to instead to become a leader of the rodents. He was tasked to kill, trained to attack. Yeah, the rat catcher, basically, like say he's the rat king, but actually, was treated as a threat from the Batman and such. But this is might be the rat catcher's daughter, so that could be something. Hey, pass the family business. So, yep, rat catcher daughter sends rats to kill you. Joy. Blackguard is a I believe he's he's a very he's just a regular goon who just has a very powerful suit of armor. Um that's what it is. That's what Blackguard is. It's a really dumb. Let me see if I can look this up. Blackguard. Let's see, DC. Let's see. Yeah, he's an iron. Like he is an enemy of Booster Gold. He is let's see, Blackguard. He was hired and outfitted by the conspiracy called 1000. He's a career criminal as a thug. He's a squad of troops to steal some side stuff, take lives, yada yada, Booster Gold. Bruh, exactly. So yeah, he was tricked by Booster Gold by handing a power terminal. Yeah, so he just hit a fuse box and bam, he got knocked out. So he wasn't that smart. And then Savant, who is the alter ego of billionaire Brian Dumlin, who aspired to be a Gotham vigilante, and only apprehended and by Batman because only he could wear hockey. Zaki, I don't wear hockey pads, and I'm not, that sort of thing. And then, well, he turned to the dark side, and then he just, let's see, Savant. Let me just see what let's see what his thing up. Let's see. Okay, DC Comics. Let's see. Um, let's see. He's a spoiled heir to Nora's fortune. He wanted to become a stealth style vigilante. He has a genius level intellect, but yeah, he doesn't care about protecting others. He's just basically in it for the fan, for the fame, for the clout, and such. For these days, he's doing it he'll probably do it for the gram, the Instagram and such. So he has his computer skills into profile blacklisting and such, and he yeah he actually kidnapped Black Canary in hopes to get the real identity of Batwoman, but he was defeated by I think Birds of Prey. Oracle then made this try to rehabilitate him, mainly in order to keep his data files on the hundreds of villains. Yeah, he has a ton of he's like, oh, I got I got stuff on everybody. He's like his namesake. He's like he's a genius, but he has a chemical imbalance. He exhibits this non-linear memory and seems to be quite forgetful. And Savant also exhibits feelings for Oracle, and he likes hates her, and he wants to clean up the Gotham neighborhood, but then he did some other stuff. He was kidnapped and tortured by agents of Secret Service villains, so yeah. But his non-linear memory helped him resist the interrogation. And he making it appear to only last a few hours throughout days it really have been. He was chased by birds of prey and out of anger, pushed the villain Black Spider out of a window. Spider survived, meaning the birds did not have to arrest someone for murder. But I'm like, hey, the dude was pretty much tortured. So I'm like, hey, I know it's wrong, but I understand. So yeah, he was, and also he was one of the villains sent to receive the Get Out of Hell free card from the Secret Six. He was attacking yada yada yada. And also, in the New 52, he was a member of the new Suicide Squad. Um, and he was supposedly he died, then he came back as someone hunting down Harley Quinn. Okay, this looks like someone who's going to be just like that. He's going to be more of a more vicious as well. Then we got King Shark because, well, why not? This guy looks to be something. But in King Shark, that's going to be really cool. I mean, he's been doing as well. Floyd TDK. Burn exactly. He is Floyd Exactly. He's a splitter and arm fall off boy, but he's playing for TDK. It looks like I never heard of him. Let's see. Boy, let's see. The Air Force, yada yada yada. He is a metahuman. Yada yada yada. Da, 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 da. He's something. Let's see. Um, he's someone from Arm Fall Off Boy, but also he looks like he's very interesting. It looks like something made just for the Suicide Squad. So yeah, it looks like a fan. It says Nathan Fillion, inspired by a fan created parody hero that artist Kurt Swan and writer Judd Jones decided to make canon. The character was rejected by the Legion of Superheroes, and then looks like he fell. It looks like could have been. Yeah, because funny enough, he was based in the future. Now he's probably stuck in the past, and now he's just here and dead. But yeah, Weasel, which is Sean Gunn, is James Gunn's brother. Let me see. I don't know who DC. Let's see, what is it? Weasel from DC and such. He has great agility and he has great hand-to-hand combat. He was a lonely student and yeah, he as a kid, then he made him better, became a murderer and such. He was he was first wearing a costume and such. He was speed of hand-to-hand combat, which pretty much everyone in the DC universe has pretty much has to have a basic of hand and combat, swipe claws, start the camp, yada yada yada. So yeah, he was yeah, he was also a member of Suicide Squad pre-crisis now, like whatever, not pre like post-crisis and such. And then 2011 was he was more of an animalistic state. He's more villainous and such. He's more of a like a monsterish thing. But yeah, so this one looks to be more of that type of thing as well. Like he turned himself into a weasel. So yeah, he almost killed. Yeah, he killed the thinker of that stuff. And now we have next one is the Javelin. He's pretty much just wanted I want to do something other than being a hero. He just wanted to be a villain, just all of his athletic talents and such. Let's see. The Javelin. Let me see. Let's see. The Javelin. Yada yada yada. He is the dude was, I believe, was made the Bronze Age of comics, and I think he took down. In fact, he was one of the people that the Monitor was testing leading up to the whole Crisis of Infinite Earths, and he was taken down. I think he took down Green Lantern and such, and he's been killed multiple times. And yeah, he is a different parts of javelin and all this stuff. So yeah, he's basically a track and field athlete gone wrong. And then we have Mongol, and she's a tyrannical alien from a tyrannical alien who is the daughter of Mongol the Elder, aka Mongol, that sort of thing. Yeah, the Mongol war world, that sort of stuff. And is well known for luring Superman into her father's prison. Oh, war. Oh, yeah. And yeah, she is. I don't know how the heck I still have no idea how this alien got involved in the Suicide Squad. How? She's an alien from War World. Mongol doesn't play around unless she's just doing it for fun. I don't know. And then you have so it looks like Poison Ivory, which could be something, you know. No, it wasn't Poison Ivy. It was So yeah, it looks like she was going to be um she's a rebel, and she's looks like she's going to be appearance to um um looks like she has no looks like this could be an original character, or it could be Juan Soria. It could be a gender representation of relative of Juan Soria, a Justice League reject with an electronic stellar key for a hand. Yeah, okay, that seems to be something. We don't know what else. These are really deep into the like yeah, these are really deep, and that's what I will say about James Gunn. He really went to the bottom of the rung here, but this looks interesting. I can't wait to see what type of stuff this character, the people here, is gonna have. I'm honestly, it's gonna look to be very fun and exciting to see what the Suicide Squad is going to be capable of in these next type of and these stuff, and also other stuff again, the comics and and all the Sandman, and also Wonder Woman 84, which looks good, and I look like it's gonna be great. My only issue of 81 Woman 84 is that why is Maxwell? I read the old JLA, and all this comics from DC Universe. I wish Maxwell Lord was a hero first before. I know DC Universe is the multiverse and everything else, but come on, man! It would have been great to see Wonder Woman 84. Have Maxwell Lord be like a good guy. Because Maxwell Lord, he's interesting instead of this whole he's a villain and all that type of stuff. It's so tiresome. And also one of the biggest stories though that came out is I guess before we head out, Milestone coming back. Milestone is coming back, and that to me is so. I'm like, I can't believe that actually was a thing. I was shocked by that. You know, and I can't wait to see what type of stuff this is. And I hope. Yeah, look at this. It says Michael Davis, the co-founder of Milestone. It says re-announcement. He said this. Congratulations, Dennis Ritter and Big W. Welcome Black. Yes, I love it. And we see all the stuff like the Milestone Comics were founded by Dwayne McDuffie, Denise Cohen, Michael Davis, and Derek T. Dingle in 1993, published with DC Comics. They're telling us a universe of far greater, diversity. And we have like Hardwire, Icon, Blood Syndicate, Static, there was so much stuff there, and I'm recently getting into this stuff now. I wish there was more, and I'm like, there are other Black creatives doing the stuff there now, but Milestone really put the roadmap there. They really did it, and now when it's coming back to, it's like to this stuff. We had they're going to do a Milestone relaunch by Jeff Johns and Jim Lee, followed by Static Shock. This looks like it's going to be one of the biggest thing here. Um, they look like it's going to do a new Static Shock comic book and launch Digi first next year. Um, Static Shock graphic novel is going to be coming in by Reginald Hudson and Kyle Baker. New Icon and Rocket series, and supposedly they're actually going to make a Static Shock movie. Which to me, I'm like, it took so long. Why did it take so long to even think this stuff is? I want the Static Shock movie so much, and something like that would be great. I don't know who you have to play them. I don't know what you do, but I truly think a Static Shock movie would be such a great thing. And man, well, we need that'll be just a really good hero and such for before there was Miles Morales and all this stuff. There was Static and Shock, and you know I honestly that. And personally, I'm still pissed. There's never been a Static Shock game. Infamous made that stuff work. Why haven't we got one yet? And come on. I want Virgil and all this other stuff from the Static Shock. I want that. Come on. What there is people who want to see that. Yeah, people want to see that. Come on. A Static Shock video game, a Static Shock movie. Let's make that. I hope that thing happen. I can't wait for that. And overall, by the way, the entire DC fandom was great. If you tell, yeah, I loved it. And I love Aisha Taylor who hosted it, which was perfect. But overall, though, I enjoyed it. It was a fun little fandom event. And I hope we see more of it. I can't wait to see part 2. But that is it for the show. Ladies and gentlemen, and we did it for at least over an hour. And I got all of this done in an hour and 8 minutes. But hey, that was good. I feel like we did some good things. And yeah, I am just so I'm so happy that we got all this stuff done. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and to listening and all that stuff. Anyway, this is Dukect here. Peace and love. See y'all when I see y'all later. But by the way, wash your hands and wear a mask and all that good stuff. And also hug the people who are, closest near you. Because you never know. You never know. All right? See y'all later. Peace.